Yo, okay, y'all need to run on Fight Hype right now because there's this interview out of Angel Garcia talking hot shit about Keith Thurman. Oh shit! Yo, my man Angel Garcia said Keith Thurman will get beat the fuck up. Beat the fuck up. He said he's gonna be another Mestiza, and Dan Garcia is gonna beat Keith Thurman the fuck up with a capital F. It's not even the start of the sentence, but he gave it that. He added a capital F on that. Angel Garcia. He said, look. He said, look, okay. He said he's winning, but he isn't really ready for Dan Garcia. He can get it too, okay? Whenever he wants. I bet you right now he's gonna be another Matisse, and his career is done. He said, "We'll have a retirement plan for Thurman." That's what my man Angel Garcia is saying, man. This dude. I just read those words off because I wanted to have the words in front of me. There's also an article. There's several articles out quoting Angel Garcia, but I saw the video and I was laughing through it just when he started going in on Keith Thurman, man. You see, I love Angel Garcia. I love Dan Garcia, and the reason why I'm laughing is because Angel Garcia, he knows how to talk that hot shit. And if this fight were to ever get announced, I can't wait for like the build up to that fight, just to see Angel Garcia running off the mouth and Keith Thurman. I actually think that this, even though Sean Porter, in my opinion, is better competition for Keith Thurman, I actually think that because of Angel Garcia's boisterous personality, this could potentially be a potential pay-per-view fight, and it just depends on the build-up, how well they do on the build-up and stuff like that. But man, Angel Garcia, man, he just you gotta love him, and you see. Say what you want about Dan Garcia. A lot of people like to give Dan Garcia a lot of hate. Oh, he's Gift Garcia. In my opinion, the only questionable victory that he had was against Lamont Peterson. I thought he beat Herrera, but a lot of people like to say, "Oh, Herrera beat him." No, I don't agree with that. I think he beat Herrera, but I haven't seen that fight in a while. Maybe if I watched it back, I'd change my opinion. But I thought he beat Herrera. I did not think he beat Lamont Peterson. But at the same time, I respect Dan Garcia and his whole camp because at least people like Dan Garcia are fighting the people that they should be fighting. You see what I'm saying? They're not cherry pickers, okay? And even though he's not fighting the toughest competition at welterweight, he's still fighting decent competition, and he's obviously winning himself to a new division, which is something I don't mind. If you're moving up to a new division, I feel that you have every right to wean yourself into that division before you take on elite fighters in that division, okay? Because pounds matters, okay? Garcia camp knows this. Okay, history. It's just people get on Andre Ward for not moving up and immediately fighting Sergey Kovalev. Why? Why not let him wean himself into the division first? You know what I'm saying? So, hats off to Dan Garcia. I really do respect how his career has been going so far. The only dark spot in his career, in my opinion, is the fight that he took with Rod Salka. I thought that was a very unnecessary fight. I thought that fight shouldn't have ever happened. But that fight to me was worse than Saul Canelo Alvarez picking Amir Khan. But then look at what Dan Garcia did after that. So I definitely I've long since forgiven him for taking that Rod Salka fight because again he ended up fighting Lamont Peterson, and he moved up to welterweight, and he's fought Paulie Malignaggi, and he's fought Robert Guerrero, and he's playing. If he fights Andre Berto, that's another solid name. If he gets past him, there's rumors about him fighting Keith Thurman. How can you complain about Dan Garcia's career? When this is what his path has been like. He's fought very credible competitors, and you can say that his resume is one of the best resumes in boxing today. He may be, some people, with the eye test, he might look like a limited fighter, but clearly the man's getting the job done. He's still undefeated. I can't remember what his record is, but there's several men that have tried and several men that have failed. Okay? Don't get it twisted. Dan Garcia is clearly doing something right. Whether it's, switching to, whether it's outboxing, showing his boxing IQ against, Robert Guerrero and Lucas Matisse, or just knocking you the fuck out. So you getting the better boxer out there, like, Amir Khan, or giving hand jobs to the judges so they can give him that gift victory over Lamar Pearson. These people are getting the job done. Okay, you gotta respect the Garcias. Okay, because they're getting the job done. I love Dan Garcia, and it's not about him winning or losing these fights. It's the fact that he is taking on these fights, and us boxing fans need to embrace guys like Dan Garcia, because look at that resume. Again, look at that resume. Respect that resume. Okay, it's like, what? Again, the only blemish, the only dark spot in Dan Garcia's career, in my opinion, is his fight against Rod Salka. Outside of that, he's on the right path. And so I just wanted to make this video to respect Dan Garcia and respect everything that he's done. He's definitely one of my favorite fighters. And if he were to retire now, he will always be one of my favorite fighters, just because, this is a new era of boxing, clearly. And in an era like this, I think Dan Garcia has fought all the right people, and has proven to me countless of times that he deserves to be remembered. And yeah, I'll always remember him. I like Dan Garcia. I'm definitely going to watch him through for the rest of his career. And I hope that fight finally gets finalized between him and Keith Thurman. I think, again, I actually think that him and Keith Thurman could potentially be a successful pay-per-view matchup if the build-up is right. Okay, if the build-up is right, it can be a successful pay-per-view matchup. Yes, I do think that more people would tune in to watch that fight than a Keith Thurman Sean Porter, just because Dan Garcia has been in the public's eye for quite a while now, and he's even been on the pay-per-view stage before. He wasn't the headliner, but he was on the undercard of Mayweather versus Canelo Alvarez. A lot of eyes have been on Dan Garcia, so yeah, potentially that could be the next successful pay-per-view bout. Now, no, I think I'll leave it at that. I think I said everything I needed to say. So, yeah, my hats off to the whole Garcia camp. I would love to see that Andre Berto fight. It's not the best. It's like I said, he's not, obviously, clearly, Berto's not the most. He's not an elite fighter at this point. Okay, we all understand that, but it's a good matchup fight, and I think that this is another great step to his gradual, to what's the word I'm looking for? A great step towards a fight against an elite fighter in the welterweight division. There we go. That's what I want to say. So yeah, thank you, Dan Garcia, and keep up the good work. Please don't regress after fighting Berto. I want to see you fight any top elite welterweight after you fight Berto. I would like to see you. Hell, I could settle for a Jesse Vargas fight. I can even settle for an Adrian Broner fight if Adrian Broner gets his shit together. Of course, Adrian Broner does not deserve a title shot, in my opinion. But if he were to fight someone credible, get a decent victory, I think even an Adrian Broner bout would be okay. But my personal preference would be a bout against Keith Thurman. I would love to see a Sean Porter matchup, and hell, even Kell Brook, any elite top 10 welterweight. I'd like to see it. Okay, so keep up the good work. Please do not digress. Don't take any steps back after you fight Andre Berto. All right, and that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for listening. Casual fan here. I'll talk to you guys later.